Hey guys, it's Tacoma Comics here, and I'm exhausted. It has been a long weekend. We left Friday right after school, got to the hotel. Hey, HME3. Um, Stayed at the Crown Plaza in Tacoma. I'm Tacoma in Portland. Crown Plaza is a nice place, but there was some weird sound going on with the pipes. My wife complained, and they took off our parking fee, which if you stay in a hotel, you should be paying for parking anyway. But that was something. At least the breakfast buffet was horrible at the Crown Plaza. The pool was nice, rooms were good, so I'm giving it a eh. Prowler, what's up, buddy? So I'm just gonna go through this like in no order. This is my new comic book room in the new house. We'll do a room tour when it's ready, but if you just look right now, you'll see shit ain't ready. It's it's getting there, but it ain't ready. So I just want to get through my Rose City Comic Con stuff out of the way now. Otherwise, it's never going to get done. It's just going to get bagged and put away, and then I'll never see it again until I'm going through a box or something. So glad to have some people with me. Hope you're ready for the journey. Throw some questions up in the chat, and I'll hit them as I can. So I always like this. I'm not a big Scotty Young fan, but I always like this particular cover. The Come At Me Bro. It just cracks me up. Yeah, it definitely is organized chaos. So Dustin Weaver did the interior art. He signed this. Jerry Duggan was supposed to be there. He's on the list. I couldn't find him anywhere at the con, either Saturday or Sunday. And Jerry Duggan did this. I wrote both of those. Chewbacca. Dustin Weaver. I always like to buy stuff that I don't know from people if I can. So I picked this up. It is Packless, Paklas. It's hard to read. It's got that funky font. I like to pick up stuff that creators do. I always think that's kind of cool. It's just show them a little love, because I know that they're trying to make money and they're trying to break away from the confines of Marvel and DC. More power to them. That's not a knock against Marvel and DC. Just people need that kind of like freedom, right? So this next one was awesome, absolutely awesome. I brought a couple Shafts and Nighthawks for David Walker to sign, and I have Shaft Imitation of Life, which he did for Dynamite, and then he also did an original one called Shaft, and just the artwork was great. The artwork on the Imitation of Life was done by Bilquis Evely, who's awesome. And then so there's that. Actually, no, not on Imitation. On the first one was done by Bilquis Evely, and I told him that his first series on Shaft, I didn't have one or two. I only had 3 and 4. He's like, "Oh, I live in town. I can get them for you." So I'm like, "Okay." So I showed up the next morning, and Sunday morning, and he had gotten them, which I thought was awesome, really, really great. And then he had 3 covers for number 1. So I got those. I got that one, which I think is my favorite. That's really cool. Sorry about the glare. I'm still trying to learn this room. There you go. Go sideways. Nice. And then number 2, he sold me all 3 for $5. I was like, dude, that's awesome. I tried to give him more money. He wouldn't take it. So David Walker, stand-up guy, really great guy. And I'm going to kind of do a little undercurrent theme here. How the creators seem to me as I was talking to them. He's a bad shh, shut your mouth. That's right, poor man. I just saw something that you put up on Instagram, APMC, that I might want to give you some money for if I didn't spend enough this weekend. I'll get to that later. I don't know if any of you guys read Kaiju Max. I found this is the variant to number 1. I found this one first. This is series 2, and then I picked this up. This is like he uses prison as allegory, or a monster prison as like an allegory for just problems with prisons in the United States, and it's really pretty awesome. And then Kelly Sue DeConnick had kind of shouted it out in an interview or a tweet somewhere, so I was like, I really, really liked it. The guy was great. He signed it. I picked up the trade. It's somewhere in this mess. I showed you guys the mess in my room. I didn't show you the mess on the floor. this is this is what I'm going through from Comic Con. So stick with me. So we got Woodard in the house. I already said PMC, Prowler, Fred Hall may still be here. Bunch of people hanging out, so that's pretty cool. So let's keep going through it, man. I don't want to keep you guys waiting. So good comics abound. Let's see what we did over here. Jeez, we made a mess of things. Got to make a mess to clean up. Free comic for my son. Boom, throw that over there. Nicholas, my younger son, got a little upset at the beginning. Like 15 minutes in, we'd waited on one line, and he started getting that like that quivering going on. Like he felt like lines were going to be all day long, so he started crying early. So I said, okay, well, stop waiting in line. Let's go look around. We found a guy who had a stall called Butts on Things. I kid you not, Butts on Things. There is a butt on the TARDIS. My boys have taken to calling this the Fardis, or the Tardass. So that cheered him up for a while. I got to give a big shout out to Rose City Comic Con. They do a beautiful job of catering to kids. They had a whole area called Play Fair, and anytime you wanted to go over there, it was just like different stalls, but they were all aimed at kids. There's like kids geeky rap music performers. There was like a ninja obstacle course. There was like shooting arrows. There was Lego play, of course. Harry Potter wands. So like all this stuff aimed at kids. So I really spent like some good time, a couple hours took out of my convention for my kids. So it was definitely worth it. They did a nice job there. The deal is we go down to Portland. Portland's a great city. That's why half of like Image Creators and Image Comics itself is there. My wife gets Saturday free to explore Portland, and then she takes the kids Sunday. I get Sunday free for the con. So it kind of works out. Ran into Kelly Sue and at her table, and she signed another one of these. Now, this is the Image First. It's kind of like the True Believers, but Image style of Bitch Planet #1. I had so many extra Bitch Planet ones, pretty deadly ones, and some Captain Marvels I got for like 50 cents that I was just handing them out in line, giving to people. And creators like, what do you mean? I'm like, yeah, these are some extra comics for you to give to kids, like kids who can't afford comics but are fans of Captain Marvel, whatever. And they're like, oh, that's so cool. But I mean, honestly, like as much as I love Pretty Deadly and I think it's a great comic, it hasn't exactly topped the charts. It's enough that, as a creator-owned comics, you can keep it going, but I can get them for like $2 when Midtown has like a fire sale. So I have like 6 of these signed, and then I gave away like 4 or 5 more. So I can definitely afford to do that. There's the second printing of Bitch Planet #1. If you're not down with Bitch Planet, man, I don't know what to say. It's one of my absolute favorites. Absolutely awesome comic. I finally got her signature. I kept these like away, and I'm like, you know what? I've sold my other copies. These are my keeper copies. Right, there's the first appearance of Kamala Khan as Captain Marvel, and there's the first Kamala Khan cameo. And now they're both signed by Kelly Sue. Something called Ghost, signed by Kelly Sue. I grabbed this particular Red Sonja because Kelly and Gail Simone are on it, so I wanted to get I just wanted to get that. Your power went out, HMA3. You near that storm that everybody's talking about? Because I just babbling about my comic book creators. If you want to know. Now I showed you guys this a while ago, but this was a Xena cover done by Mike Mignola. So it totally has that look, that whole Hellboy look. So I saw that, I'm like, that's Mike Mignola. So I got him to sign that. Got Mignola and Adam Hughes. Adam Hughes there in the gold, just as an AH. He was pretty cool. Mike Mignola is always cool. Adam Hughes was neither like super cool or super uncool. Hey, watch out! Stop! That's your Fardis. You're about to step on. What's up?
Made a Lego.
Oh, check out! My son made a little pen holder out of Lego. That's pretty darn cool. Nice job, buddy.
Around anything.
Yeah, hey, take that stuff with you. That's your Teen Titans comic, and that's your and that's your Fardis.
What about the drink though?
What's that?
There's a drink.
What drink?
The drink with the bottom it.
Oh, I don't know. It's all in here somewhere. I'll get it for you in a minute.
Okay.
So Adam Hughes also did the cover to the con, And so there's his signature there, right near his printed signature. There's his actual ink signature. I gotta go faster. I'm losing some of you. There's a Betty and Veronica cover Adam Hughes did. I had this for a while. It's signed by Josh Williamson, but now I also got Michael Greenwood, who is the inker on it, the penciler, I guess. And there's the second printing of Nailbiter. I do have some extra con programs. They're not in as quite good condition as that, but PMC, if you hit me up on Instagram with your address, I think we're following each other on that. Just direct message me, and I will get that to you. Yeah, HME3, the AH. So I got him on this, right, which is pretty cool. Because I also got G. Willow Wilson. I think A-Force might be coming out soon. There's rumblings about female teams or female Marvel movie. I'm betting on A-Force, so I'm pretty happy with that. Bam. Little Betty and Veronica. His Betty and Veronica, if you ever read it, it only lasted like 3 issues with Adam Hughes writing it. He was not not the best writer. Do you collect programs, PMC? Because, yeah, I definitely have a minimum of 3. So I got one extra. Cecil Castellucci, totally forgot to take this out and have her sign it because it was in the other bag with a Jody Houser, and it had a Jody Houser tag on it. So I took it out, and I gave that to Jody Houser. She's like, this is not mine. I'm like, oh, that's for somebody else. But then, because they were both from the Milk Wars, so I had them together. But then I forgot to give Cecil Castellucci that to get signed. Jody Houser was pretty cool. I follow people on Twitter, so I knew that she hurt her thumb that the night previous, Friday night. Brian Michael Bendis had a big party at a bar after the con, and I guess she tripped on the sidewalk coming out of there. Little Greg Rucka action here. Greg Rucka was cool. He was another one that I threw up some free Shattered Empires, the ones I got in a quarter sale this summer. So this one has Greg Rucka, Michael Clark, and Cowell, I think, right down here. I got him at Atomic City Comic Con. It's the Tacoma local one. This is all the Avengers assembled from the Enemy Within storyline. More Kelly Sue. And this one is just a variant cover with Captain Marvel. I'm trying to run through. There's a variant Shattered Empire, and I want to get the omnibus for this. Gotham Central. This is the last issue of Gotham Central. I got Greg Rucka on, which was the Art Germ cover, comic art. I flew past it. Was it that was that the Art Germ or something else? Let me know, because I didn't even realize I had another Art Germ in there. I'm going fast, so tell me what I got. Of course, I had to get another one of these, so I got another one of these. Brings me up to more of these. Oh, the Rebirth cover. Yeah, you're right. Thank you. And then I got the True Believers to match it. A few more Kelly Sue and Greg Rucka. They all got mixed in here. There's a variant to the Carol Corps. Now, this is one of my favorite ones because Kelly signed right there, and she wrote, what did she write? Oh, she wrote Fly. Sorry, I can't read it backwards. She wrote Fly, and then she signed it right there. So I thought that was really pretty cool of her. I had an extra one of these, so I got Rucka on that one. I'll probably put that up for sale or something. Hey, I'm on Legends auction on Saturday. Anything you see doubles here is probably going to get thrown in there. There's Stumptown, Matthew Southworth and Greg Rucka. This is the second one. Which one is this? Number 1. It doesn't say which one it is, but they've got like a few volumes out. I did not get this signed because Jim Starlin's line is forever. I don't own a lot of stuff. I just picked this up. It's not like the cool Infinity stuff. So yeah, I picked it up, but his line was long, and I'm not like a massive Starlin fan. I wish I could be like, I'm an Infinity expert, but I'm not. I missed the whole Infinity this and Infinity that. I've learned about it through the movie, so I don't mind missing him. He isn't like one of my lifetime favorites, but it's all good. So yeah, we hit that one right there. Some more Shattered Empire. If it doesn't look like I have a signature on, it's because I didn't take it out and get a signature on it. Apparently, neither did I get a signature on this Wonder Woman annual. So I'm guessing that these stayed in the hotel room. I told you guys this is a jumbled mess. So if you know me, you know that I love Lumberjanes, and I'll show you a commission that I got later. But this is just a variant cover. So Lumberjanes is about 5 like teen or preteen girls at an all girls camp. They get up to mischief and mystical stuff and crazy stuff. So why does this 40-year-old middle-aged white man like that? Because it's about camp, and I love camp. I've got great memories of camp, and I love their camp stuff. Kelly Fitzpatrick, who I'm going to show you what she did in a minute. She's the colorist on this, and Cecil Castellucci. Same with this one. One of these is a variant. This one is the variant cover, and this is the normal cover. I actually like Shade the Changing Girl. I did not read Shade the Changing Woman. All right, this is going to be super flash. Pew! There's my weekend pass. Little Donnie Cates payback. I'll talk about him in a minute. This is just stuff from the Dark Horse booth. Cecil Castellucci also wrote the Plain Janes. She signed it on the inside here. Yeah, just across there. You know, I teach middle school, so I try to follow up on like the stuff in the library that the middle schoolers are reading every once in a while. So Kelly Fitzpatrick did this book called Dogs, and it's all dogs of comic book creators, right? So let me see if I can find one that you know. So here's Kelly Sue DeConnick and Matt Fraction's dog that has passed away. She did a sketch of that. I don't want to waste too much of your time here, but all these dogs in here, she did sketches of all these dogs, and they're all dogs of either like comic book writers or editors or store owners. But then she did a sketch of my dog. My son took out his phone and just showed her Olivia, and it looks kind of cute to me, but my wife, who's the artist, saw it and she's like, "Oh my God, that's so amazing." So, you know, my wife saw what the artist saw that I didn't see, just because they know about dogs the way I don't know, or about sketches the way I don't know. There's a larger Paybacks thing I got from somewhere. Stan Sakai is awesome, right? I didn't even ask for this, but he just threw it up there. And then he did another one right here on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Usagi. If you ever see somebody, yeah, it's really cool the artist do. She didn't charge me either, comic art. If you ever see Usagi Yojimbo cosplay, people get the bunny rabbits costumes, they tie their ears into the top knot, and then they just put like a blue samurai outfit on. It's pretty cool. I already have a copy of this, but I got another one picked up cheap. So I got this from my friend Nick, who I work with. He PAX is this big video game convention they have in Seattle, and he often imbibes a little bit. So I got them to write, "Dear Nick, stop getting drunk at PAX." And that was from the artist Leila Del Duca. And then right down here, the author, Joe Keating, wrote, "No, really, stop." So I'm going to give them that at school tomorrow. And there's their signatures down there. Because I also got the second printing signed by them. So I figure it's pretty cool. I get the second printing and take that out now before I forget. Bam. If you guys haven't read Shudder, it was a really good comic. It went on maybe a little too long or ended a little strange, but really liked it. This is the thing my son was talking about. He goes, "Where's the drink thing?" So see butt on a taco, butt on a Starbucks cup. And this guy just would put butts on anything. That was his thing, and that's pretty cool. All right, let's get to another stack of signed books. First appearance of America Chavez, Joe Casey, and then Sex Number One. I actually haven't read this. I got this in a pack of like stuff that I bought. Joe Casey is one of those guys, and I'm going to be careful here. I don't want to be like he was not a cool guy, because that's not true. But he had a card at a table. I didn't find him at all Saturday. It wasn't until 3:00 this afternoon and that I was leaving that he kind of finally came by, and, he wasn't sitting down. He was talking to somebody else. Some people look really eager to engage with fans. He was totally polite and totally cool. But it didn't look like, being there for fans was his big thing. Same with Chelsea Kane, of Mockingbird fame, and also this new one called Man Eaters. She had a booth right next to Jody Hauser all weekend. I did not find her, didn't see her once. something is rocking back and forth there, going do 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 do. And so, I got her to find the same as Feminist Agenda, which I thought was pretty cool. I love this cover to Mockingbird, and I love this variant cover to Mockingbird. So she was pretty cool. She actually came and she had like 2 helpers there, and I don't know if one is the artist, but she signed Maneaters and then had the assistant do the little thing down here. I'm not quite sure what that whole thing was about, but Chelsea Kane herself was in front of the booth. And like I said, she was pleasant. I'm not going to slag anybody off, say they were like rude or obnoxious. She was totally pleasant, but like it was just a weird experience compared to some other creators. I just picked these up at a booth. Farmhand got another copy, number 1, $3. And Champions, I don't think I've got this one. So Hall & Oates to sign Maneaters. Now that would be something. He's just interested in other things except meeting fans. Clay Mann. Yeah, I don't know Clayton Mann too well. And I haven't seen him at cons, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, some people, it just didn't seem like they wanted to be there. And some people absolutely engaged with you. Like Kelly Sue DeConnick, you can understand why she's got such a strong fan base because she engages. I talked to her about her Taekwondo because she knows my kids are in Taekwondo. She remembers my face because I see her like twice a year at cons. But it seems genuine. It doesn't seem fake. So that makes you just really like creators, right? So those 2, I totally got $5 for 2. Found a Black Hammer Rose City Comic Con exclusive or convention exclusive. I don't have this one anyway. It ran me $10, which is a little more too much, but it was drawn by Fabio Moon, who I think is really a great artist and creator. And it says printed in Canada at the top. So I guess Jeff Lemire keeping the candidate thing. Now, this is the sketch that I got done by Aubrey Aisi, who wasn't the original artist for Lumberjanes, but became an artist later. She seemed really, I don't know if nervous is the right word, but really uneasy about doing a sketch. So I brought this sketch cover from her with those other ones. She did like 3 for $5. So I gave it to her yesterday, and I was like, can you do a sketch of Ripley? So Ripley's the one who would be making mud pies at camp. She's the one who, in A Crazy Bunch of Girls, is even crazier and wackier. And also my favorite. So I showed up this morning and I'm like, hey, did you get that sketch done? And she took it out. She's like, not yet. I'm not sure if she didn't think I was going to come back and pay for it or if she just didn't have time yesterday. She's just very quiet, really sweet, really wonderful woman, but just very quiet. So anyway, get a sketch, convention exclusive. I got a sketch and I'm super happy with that. It's the essence of Ripley right there. This next dealer, 7 comics for $5. So I grabbed all the Bill Sienkiewicz New Mutants I could find. There's 20. I had 19 and 21, I think. Some Alpha Flight that he had because I couldn't find anything else I wanted. My knees hurt. So I just grabbed those, and then I got some more Sienkiewicz New Mutants, man, which just, I've always loved these. I remember these from when, I was a kid reading New Mutants the first time. Always loved those. Really cool stuff. Let's grab another pile of books. Actually, let's grab a short pile here. Because the next pile is big and going to bore y'all. I'm going to lose watchers. I'm up to 6, though. Somebody else came into the room. So I'm just finishing out my run. I've probably got about 30 of the Claremont, almost 200 issue run that I don't have. This is one of them. It ran me $20. No deals on it. That's probably high for this. Not super high. But, if I waited forever, I could get it better. But I was happy with that. I don't think I have this one. I've almost got the complete run of Chew now, so $4 is good for that. And then this one, it's just a famous Avengers cover, and it was half price. It's not in any great shape. I got that for $7. I thought that was kind of cool. I feel like I should start getting some more Silver Age Marvel, which I am doing. This next stack was from 50 cents each, so I'm going to just, bam, zoom through this. Because unless you're an ElfQuest fan, you don't understand my obsession with finishing the run of everything ElfQuest did over a 30-year period. So these are all ElfQuest. If you do read ElfQuest, let me know. This is one of the original independent comics to really make it on their own. Wendy and Richard Pini, WARP, started Warp Graphics. And they've got the original ElfQuest line, then Siege of Blue Mountains, Kings of the Broken Wheel, Hidden Years, Blood of 10 Chiefs, New Blood. They did a whole bunch of stuff. And I've got a good 60-70% of their stuff, a lot of output. So really trying to get them. So there's my ElfQuest that doesn't really excite anybody anymore except collectors of ElfQuest like myself. So there you go. I'm excited. Now I got a bag and board all of these. But that's what you get at the con. If you're on my auction or on the Legends auction next week, I'll be throwing in freebies of Pitt and Max #1, and then the first appearance of Pitt and Max and somebody else, because these are all 50 cents. So I grabbed them up. And I grabbed up some noms because I'm completing this run too. 50 cents comics. Who could say no? You never read the nom? I still think it was a superior story, especially for the time. It's supposed to be over 5 years, right? So the length of our involvement in the Vietnam War, and they were supposed to actually follow like a soldier from being a private who's just sent to Nam all the way through over a 5-year period. So I thought it was pretty cool. Amazing Spider-Man 78. What happened in 78, HMA3? Let us know. Fine, very fine, or better. This might be the place to do it, to look for it. I don't know what happened there. And thanks, guys, for subbing each other up. That's really cool. Found #1 of this the other day, and now I got the series. Always like this series. Really dark and sad, man. Where he's like talking about nobody loving him, nobody showing him love. Oh my gosh, this stuff just keeps on coming. What was I thinking? Someday I'm going to go to a con and I'm just going to walk out or walk around with nothing in my hand, just like with a desire to meet people and to say hey and to like buy some stuff. Oh, the first Prowler. Okay. And not with the intention of like bringing 3,000 books to get signed because my back hurts. All right. These are freebies from the DC booth for my son, including a freebie preview of the Black Label stuff, but it's Batman White Knight. So it's nothing new there. So grab that anyway, just in case it's something someday. And then Bendis signed a whole shitload of comics. Now, Brian Michael Bendis, I've been talking about some creators that weren't the super kindest or coolest to engage with. This guy's the exact opposite, right? He's been busy all day. I was following him on Twitter. He had this party. Friday night where people followed him. But I went up to the DC booth where he was signing today because I missed him yesterday. And he was in a great mood. He was super cool to everybody. I was in like 12th in line and my feet were getting tired. And they go, hey, anybody with a bracelet gets to the front of the line. I'm like, what do you need to do for bracelet? They're like, just buy one of these new Bendis books. So I dropped $15. I hope it's at least a variant cover. I don't even know what I was doing. But yeah, I dropped some money and I moved up in line. There's this one guy who didn't seem to know much. He had a Man of Steel #1, and he's like, yeah, I just got this. I'm a big Superman fan when I was a kid, and I didn't know he wrote it. I'm like, actually, he just started writing that. So I let this guy go in front of me so that I could not bog him down, because you'll see I had a bunch of Bendis books. Yannick Paquette, I just realized I had this, and he was going to be there, so I brought it. Mark Bagley. I think I got these from Pop.Comics, actually. Thanks, JoJo. I won like a subscribe or something with her, and she threw those in. So I got Bagley to sign those. Definitely not 78, right? Oh, gosh, 358 and 382. So we're not that far back. Somebody just joined us. I'm trying to keep up with the chat. So this is my absolute favorite part of the con. I really like this new comic, Pearl. And I got the blank cover last week. And I brought it up to Michael Gatos. And I was like, can you do Pearl and the tattoo? And he's like, or actually, I just asked for the tattoo. And he's like, didn't seem to want to do the tattoo. He's like, I'll sketch you something. Just come back later. So I left it with him. I came back and I got this, and I was like, holy cow, that looks cool. I love that. And then when I showed this to Bendis for Bendis to sign, he was like, whoa, and he was flipping out, right? Now I had a stack of books like this, right? So he could have been like pissed, right? But he was so cool. He was talking to me, as telling him he looked great after the hospital scare last year. So he actually took a picture of this. He's like, I think that's the first sketch cover to Pearl. If you haven't read Pearl, it's one of the Jinx World line. And yeah, I'll hold it open. So Jinx World now was Bendis's like side thing that he did with Michael Gaydos and Michael Oeming and David Mack and Taki Soma. They did Powers and Scarlet and other stuff. And I guess DC said that they would publish it for him. So he must have been hoarding some ideas, because they're putting 4 new things out. Pearl is a tattoo artist who also is an unwilling but a killer for the Yakuza clan, but she knows that she's got to be part of it. First issue is written really well. Really, really like that. He's got a bunch of other stuff. So new Scarlet series coming out. If you ever read United States versus Murder Incorporated, or of Murder Incorporated, they've now got United States versus Murder Incorporated. I'm not able to speak. Let's hit the coffee to you guys. That's better. And they're doing another one called Cover, which is supposed to be, I didn't get a copy of Cover yet, or did I? I think I did. Cover is supposed to be the true story of a comic book artist who was also an undercover FBI agent or something. I don't know, but that's what they say. So Powers, boom. Got another Powers #1. They've got like 6 different volumes. Having everything under Jinx World now should be pretty good. So I got a bunch of these. First, Riri Williams in the Ironheart uniform, and some of them have some wear and some marks, so I got them pretty cheap, but I'll be auctioning off a lot of these. I'll be keeping a lot of them too. This is my favorite Powers cover. Always like that. And Oeming got this back and from Nick Filardi, who is the colorist, and he's like, couldn't you do more color? But Bendis was like, oh, I love that. So these are like, I like getting these stories from the creators. This is my original copy of 7 and 9, so those aren't going anywhere. But like I said, I've definitely got a few. I already promised one to somebody on YouTube, so I'll be sending that out, and the rest I'll either give away or auction off cheap. One of these, one of my 3 got a bend in it because I was carrying a stack of books too large, like an idiot. So I got to be really careful there. You don't need to see more of these, right? Yeah, it gets boring after a while. You will like this one though. I got 3 of these, 2 of them in nice shape, 1 of them in not so nice shape. LA Comic Con, dude, that's going to be cool. Is that your first con or your 20th con? Tell us about your con experience, HM3. I want people to keep chatting so you don't lose interest if you get bored of me talking. A little bit more. Miles, and then 1 more Miles. And then I also got Bagley on Brilliant there with Bendis, and I got Bendis. He signed the outside of this, which I thought was pretty interesting. Let's get back into that bag. So yeah, this is, yep, he did. Oh, did they both sign it? I think you missed it. So this was the one that I bought. I did buy Cover. This is the one I bought for $15. So it's polybagged. I don't know if this is a variant. But anyway, I got Michael. Yes, that's Michael Oeming. It's not Bendis' signature, so I'm not sure what happened there. Bendis does not charge, right? So only very, very few people charge. Bendis was not one of them. So I'll tell you, Tim Sale, who did like a year's worth of the Batman Rebirth alternative covers, variants, he charged after first 3. Donny Cates did 1 free and then charged, and that kind of ticked me off. Bagley would sign anything. Hughes did not sign, but I only had 4, so I don't know if he had a limit. Bagley would personalize them, right? So I guess because you wrote retard and shit, They want me to approve your comment, HME3. There you go. Yeah, so Bagley would say write to Ian. That's my name on all of them. And so as long as he wrote that, he's fine. If you wanted it just a signature, he'd charge you. And I think that's a cool way to do it. So if you're just getting it signed to sell, then these older creators don't want to get ripped off, right? But if you wanted it personalized, it's not worth selling, I guess. Then he'd do as many as you wanted. So I thought that was kind of cool. So Bendis and Bagley on this, right? And so you can see here's Bagley to Ian, and then there's Bendis. Bendis cracked up and slowed down. Like he was, he's really kind, but he was writing fast. He cracked up when he saw this because like, there's got to be something to this Scotty Young cover, knowing that you were leaving Marvel. He's like, no, that was like 2 years ago, but it's a literal mic drop. And he says it was the end of the Ultimate Universe, not the end of like his time at Marvel. But I still think there was something to it. Just some more Powers. If you've never read Powers or watched the TV show, it's worth it. I got doubles of that. And it's a little Wizard half issues they did with a whole bunch of comics. Old Man Logan and Jessica Jones. I think I got David. Yep, I got David Mack on that as well. Did I get Gatos? It's a Mack cover. Oh, I didn't get all three of them. See, I bring too much to the cons. I got to slow down and get my shit together. That one, that's the other cover to Pearl. I got Mac, Gatos, and Bendis on that one, so that's good. All right, so Nick Filardi did some of the coloring for Powers. I went over to his booth and I realized he also did some of the alternatives for Realm. So I got this Virgin variant for Realm, #1. Went around the other side of that aisle, and Jeremy Hahn, who does the pencils for this, was selling this for $4. I just paid Nick Filardi $10 for it, but like I said, I don't begrudge artists, trying to make a living selling their artwork. That's cool. I guess colorists probably have stuff. No, Bagley did not charge. Bagley only wanted to personalize everything so that you. I have not watched Iron Fist season 2. It's supposed to be interesting. I'm reading and answering. So let me go back. I have not watched Iron Fist season 2, but I didn't watch Iron Fist season 1. I heard 2 is a lot better. Eastman is cool. I've never spoken to him. Stanley, you can't begrudge him charging because people are going to try to make money off of them. Bagley did not charge. He just made sure he personalized. So it's a few more Powers. And then I just brought this extra one. I was going to give it away because it's got the sticker on the comic, but I just didn't have time to do that. So if any of you guys are into this is pretty cool. This is after the shooting at the Pulse nightclub. They did this benefit book, and these stickers are people that I didn't get to meet, but I got about 40 signatures in here now, all over the place. I didn't want to bring it out for Bendis and Omen because he was signing too much. That's one that I missed. They actually did the center spread on that, so I thought that was pretty cool though. Jeff Parker. Oh, I kept seeing him and I kept forgetting. And who else did I miss here? Oh, Kat Staggs was one who never actually showed up. She does the inking on Gail Simone's Crosswind. Let's see what I'm missing here. Not sure I want to get your ASM 361 personalized. So yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? Maybe I'm bullshitting myself, right? I'm going to sell all this stuff eventually, maybe 20 years from now, and I'm in my late 60s. Going to give it to my son if they want it. If they don't want it, I'm going to have thousands of comics I'm not going to take to my grave, right? So for now, they're for me. I love reading comics. I'm not an investor, even though I got all those Iron Man signed that I'm going to sell to an auction next week, the Great Legend. So I'm trying to make a little cash, but I'm not trying to go the CGC witness route and really pump this stuff up. That's just silly to me. I like talking to Bendis. I like talking to Cecil Castellucci. I like talking to Kelly Sue DeConnick. I like meeting these people. But I'd lie if I'm said that I'm not going to get this stuff sold eventually. So I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Are you getting stuff signed because you want to meet the creators, or are you getting stuff signed because you want to increase its value, or because it's going to look better in the CGC case? Let me know what you guys think about getting stuff signed, because I met I met Bueller there Saturday. He ran into Bueller, and this time I saw him. Last year at Emerald City, he saw me first. I was like, "Hey, Bueller," and he's talking to me. He interviewed Donny Cates, and he's got some interviews coming up. And he bought like one book, like an older rare golden age book or a silver age book to get signed. And hey, I just lost the chat, so there we go. So he, he's at the con for totally different reasons than me. I like getting this stuff signed, so let's see what you guys think. C. Woodard, what do you think about signatures? Jay Meacham, though, still terrible. Tell us a little bit more, Carson. Yeah, me too. I think that's my number one reason. So when I was at Amy Chu's booth, she convinced me to get this one. This was a benefit done for the Las Vegas shooting, whereas the other one, this was for the Pulse nightclub shooting. This one made me cry because specifically this is about love and just like, unconditional love for all different types of people, gender, LGBTQ, and just, it hit close to home because of friends I had growing up. So, and there's just some beautiful, beautiful stuff. I haven't read any of this, so I can't talk about it yet, but there's great creators on this. I've got Sigs for Days. That's cool. And I kind of think just displaying the comics in my own house, whenever I get like my display wall up, see my display wall, I think it's kind of worth like having signatures on. It's kind of cool. McFarlane, I have no idea about Todd McFarlane. I think, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong, I think it's one of those ones that just puts up a store and has his assistants selling pre-signed stuff. I don't know if he signs comics anymore. Or is that, that's the other guy I'm thinking of, J. Scott Campbell. J. Scott Campbell and Alex Ross, I've seen their stores at conventions. I've never seen them at conventions. So this is tonight's reading. This is Kaiju Max season 1. Like I said, I got the first issue, so I'm going to get down with this and look at this. Oni Press. There is at least, 5 or 6 comics collected in here. $9.99. Some freaking trades, man, these days. Like $24.99 for the first trade. That's insane. So this is what I got Donny Cates to sign. That's free. That's $5. I'm really ticked actually at this one because I went over to the Dark Horse booth and I'm like, you know what? Instead of trying to find paybacks, single issues, I'll just get this and I'll get Donny Cates to sign it. Right. So I dropped, what did I drop on this? I'm trying to look at $25 freaking dollars, right? For the trade paperback compared to $10 from Oni Press, same thickness and stuff. And then, this would cost me another $5 to sign. So that, that kind of ticked me off. Signing 1 and then charging, I don't know, signing 3 or 5 and then charging sounds a little bit better. I thought that was kind of cruel. I don't know. But paybacks, if you don't know about paybacks is great. It's a group of people who lend money to superheroes when the superheroes go and fuck some shit up, right? When they break a building, they break a bank, they break a car, they rip up the road, they destroy a ship, they got to pay it back. So the idea is they borrow money from the paybacks. And if they can't afford it, then the paybacks come after them. So that's the basic premise. And I haven't read it all yet. I've got issue 1 and 2, I think. Those are my 2 copies of issue 1. Great series so far. So I'm excited to read that, even though I didn't like the charging that he did. Used to charge nothing. I don't know. Dave, how you doing, my friend? Good to see some new people in here. All right. Dave, we're going through the horror that is my empty bags from Rose City Comic Con. I'm glad to have you with us. We're on the last bag. These are all free posters. I'll throw these in to people. I got a couple of them signed. They're all promoting the new work that Jinx World is doing. So that Scarlet, that cover, that Pearl, the United States versus Murder Inc. There are some larger ones and then some smaller ones. I think the larger ones, I'll just show you guys one. I think the larger ones are showing all 4. Yeah, all 4 products coming out. And I already gave my kids some of these because I didn't get their stuff signed because I felt bad. I gave Mendis so much to sign. Whew. Right, so there's Alex Maleev on Scarlet. Over here, we've got David Mack on cover, and then Michael Oming, Avon Oming on United States versus Murder Inc., and Michael Gatos on Pearl, who did that awesome sketch cover for me. So that'll probably go up in this room soon enough. Ninkasi Brewing was having a little tasting tent, so I grabbed some of these. These will probably go in the garage, so I can look like a big man with his beer posters in his garage where I don't actually do any work. But maybe someday I'll pick up the hammer and do something. All right, guys, thanks for sticking with me. We're down to this bag. This bag has such things as my hardcover of Stumptown, which Greg Rucka wrote. Ian, Seatbelt Save Lives, and if you've read this, you know what that's about. Really cool. Stumptown's a great comic. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Silver, you're popular, man. You deserve it. You've earned it. Help out the comic store in Oak Park today. Rick was telling a customer to check out your video. Very cool. Yeah, it is a big poster. AceCon in Chicago. Check out that store. Very cool. I don't know what store you guys are talking about, but maybe it's the one that you poor man just mentioned. All right, 2 more stacks here. Layla Del Duca, I got the trade of Sleepless because, like I said, I like to try to help support some creators out, and I don't have enough trades here. Check out the tagline in this Black Magic from Rucka. She saw, what does it say? She was a dangerous dame with a badge and a gun and some serious tricks up her sleeves. So she's a cop who's also a witch, is what's going on there. There's Rucka on Cyclops. I've never read that. I probably never will. I just picked it up the other day because I'm like, oh, I'm going to see Rucka this weekend. So I go a little crazy sometimes before cons. Let's run through the rest of these. Black Magic, #1. I think that's the variant cover, obviously. Checkmate #1. Original cover to Black Magic #1. Rick doesn't know you have a YouTube channel. So this is kind of cool. I got Steve Lieber to sign this last year at Tacoma Comic-Con called Atomic City Comic-Con, and he did the sketch here. So Rucka signed it and was impressed. And then when Michael Lark signed it, he saw, I'm dropping things here. He saw this woman's name is Casey. He wrote Cranky Casey. He was like, that's a really cranky drawing you got there. So, okay. Anybody reading Flavor? I'm not a big fan of the first issue. It was okay. But I was a big fan of Ringside by Joe Keating. This is really, really good. These all Faith variants I found the other day. So I got Jody Hauser to find these. All right, guys, late in the oh man, you're on the East Coast. Well, Comic Art Talk. Thanks a lot for being here. I appreciate it. Any of you guys that are Central or East Coast, Mountain, man, I appreciate you hanging out here. It's fun to talk about this stuff with people that appreciate it. Oh, you know, Ibrahim Mustafa was there. I should have gotten him to sign this. There's Mother Panic, Gotham AD. I like Mother Panic as a character. I hope that she keeps going on in the DC universe. I know that Young Animal wound down for a while now. So we shall see. I just found this. Amy Memberson's on. Somebody told me that these designs that she's done is going to be the designs going forward with Disney. So I picked that up, got a signature on it. This is the first Shaolin Cowboy. It's got a color breaking spine tick here, but I got this really cheap. And I love it. And Jeff Darrow always signs like that, lowercase on the side. That's okay by me. This is one of the Tim Sales Batmans that I got him to sign. So like I said, Tim Sale did 3 and then cut you off. This cover, which is pretty cool. And then he pointed out something in this cover. How many hands does Batman have? So he's got one on her chin, one hand entwined with her hand, and then he's got a third hand down here, which he said was a mistake that made it through. So there you go, 3-handed Batman. I just think it's a new superpower he has. I'm thinking to myself about stuff that I'm missing, but we'll see. So I guess this is in the back because this is the first stuff I got. But this was the Shaft, Imitation of Life. David Walker signs the way I used to sign things in high school. Peace, love, and have a nice day. Power Man and Iron Fist. His Occupy Avengers. His Nighthawk, which is a great series. And his Luke Cage. And I got Ramon Villalobos to sign the Nighthawk because he's the artist on that. All right, you guys are all popping off, so he can have 3 hands. That's what I thought. I said, that's just a superpower of his, right? Here is the last of it. I was about to say I'm missing something. So I know everybody knows Clayton Crane from his Spider-Man and Venom stuff, but I have his stuff that he's done for Valiant. This is 4001 AD. I've got Matt Kint's signature on this, or I will get Matt Kint's. I guess I will get Matt Kint's signature on this. And then this other one here, Rye. I love that. I think it's really cool. I love the work he does. And he was really cool and also very, very not crowded. I didn't get this signed. I was going to get these signed. I've got the pop-ups for Champion signed by G. Willow Wilson, but I just thought that was pushing it too much because they were long lines. These were the 2 Tim Sales that I did not get signed just because, like I said, he charged after that. Mice Templar, Michael Oming and his wife Taki Soma were there, and they were pretty impressed that I had that. I was doing deep dives of his stuff, including his other book, Victories, that he wrote and did the artwork on. And now here's the big ones. Hawkeye #1. Fraction, if you look at coming out of the arrow. Yeah. I like that. I got this alternative Sex Criminals where he wrote my name coming out there. I like that too. And then this one here. I think that's my second copy of the original. I got him to sign another Odyssey. I gave away like 3 or 4 of these. If you haven't read Odyssey, man, it's got to be for you. It's not the sort of thing you just pick up. It's different, but I love it. It's a retelling of the Odyssey as a space opera. Great legend. How you doing, buddy? Legend's in the chat. Let's see what's going on with the chat. Comic Art Talks leaving. Woodard, what are you taking? Like some to get slabbed? Bears versus Packers. I don't know football too well, guys. Seahawks are apparently popular around here. So yeah, Odyssey is a space opera. It's a retelling of the Odyssey done in Limerick with Christian Ward. Beautiful artwork, and it's in a universe with only women characters. Bueller, he's here, and there's Sanders, Tony Sanders, Comic Bats. Everybody's popping in. Did some show just end? You guys are literally, I had a stack about this big, and I'm on the last 3 books. So there's the Odyssey. I'm going to open that up to show you. Bueller is telling about meeting you. Bueller, dude, remember I said I had something for you? I was so excited to see you yesterday. I forgot. I picked you up some shinies, and then I forgot to give them to you. So I had these for you, Bueller. I'll mail them off to you. Sorry about that. I won this in an auction from Alex Comic Quarter. It wasn't the one I was going for, but it was one of the ones that I want. That came with the package that I got. So James Asmus signed this. If Art Adams comes to Emerald City next year, I'll get him on that. I thought that was, it's cool art, but it's Art Adams. I mean, can you make the boobs any bigger and break free? It's just a little silly. Amy Chu signed that, and this has a COA for the variant cover artist as well. I got that one for free from Pop Dot Comics. Thanks, Pop Dot. One more Wonder Woman Rebirth, Michael Cho variant, and copy of Old Guard. Boom. That is the sum total of my comics. So looks like a whole bunch you just jumped in here. So just say hello to everybody. Comics Bags. Dave is here. Bueller's here. Woodard's here. There's probably a button I can click that just tells me everybody in the chat. So let me bring this back and wrap this up. So first of all, thank you guys for staying with me. This is really cool. Just want to know what you guys think about creators. Like, who are your favorite creators to meet? Because, first of all, obviously through all this, I go to meet creators. Hey guys, bedtime?
No, he wants to know if it's we're having dinner or
I'm not hungry. You guys want dinner?
not.
Excuse me.
Meh.
We ate kind of late and we filled ourselves up. Have a bowl of cereal if you want. If you're not hungry, you just be hungry for breakfast. All right, Nicholas, that's your stuff too. There's your butts and things. So wait, let me just show them that. If anybody was late, butts on things is what made my son happy. And do you have your TARDIS or is it upstairs?
It's upstairs.
You want to grab it or too much?
It's too much.
So he actually ended up getting a print of the TARDIS with a butt. This artist just does butts on things. It's just brilliant, right? Yeah, I think we're not going to do food. Bueller, man, the food in Portland is amazing. Absolutely amazing, man. We went to Pine Street Biscuits this morning. Oh, I could have just died there. Just filled myself up and died. It was so good. So anyhow, wrapping this up. Yeah. What's
I
that?
don't have my cereal.
Oh, so then you can't have it. Is there anything else you want? Go see if there's something you want to eat, and I'll come out in a minute. My top creators, Kelly Sue and Matt Fraction. They're always good. Kelly is just so congenial. Brian Michael Bendis for a so-called superstar, one of the nicest guys I've ever met. Donnie Cates was nice as heck, but $5 after the first signature, did not love that. Wish that maybe he'd done 3 or 4 and then signing. Even like the guys that were charging at Emerald City last year, Rosenberg and Marguerite and James Tinian, they were all doing like 5 free and then charging. So what do you guys think? Who are your favorite people to meet to get? He did not talk about Satan, but I didn't ask him much. Yeah, but I bought that paperback and I didn't feel like spending another $5 on top of the $25 to get it signed HME3. So what it was cool though was I mentioned Old Guard, not Old Guard, God Country, and I just thanked him for writing it because my dad's got Alzheimer's. And yes, Bendis isn't this the Man of Steel writer, comic bags, and God Country is about a guy, I guess, allegory for Cates' father who also has Alzheimer's. So I thanked him for that. And he was really cool. He kind of like stopped as he saw somebody else. And he's like, oh, thank you for saying that. It really means a lot. So Cates wasn't bad or rude or anything. He was totally cool. I just, I put out a lot of money at this con. and I don't know that I wanted to put out that much more. What's up?
Nothing that I.
Okay, give me a second. I'll be out there. Okay. So let's see what's in the chat. Art Adams was really cool. He, Tony, when I met him, I threw down like first the guys that were at his table assisting him were all like, "Hey, what do you want commissioned?" I'm like, "No, I just want this thing signed." They're like, "Oh, actually, do I have it back here?" I don't. It's somewhere in a box, but I've got a raw copy of this, and that Willow Wilson and Art Adams are both signed. So he was really cool to sign that. I don't have a lot of Art Adams stuff, but he was totally cool. Ed McGuinness, I don't know. Bagley, like I said, Tony, Bagley was awesome. He would sign anything if he could write your name on it, personalize it, so that he knows you're not just trying to flip it, right? So all the Bagley stuff I have says to Ian, which was totally fine by me because I'm not looking to flip this stuff for money. And yeah, Liefeld looks like he's be a lot of fun, regardless, what your opinion on is. And it looks like he'd be a fun guy to be around. Jim Lee as well. Gosh, some Jim Lee stuff I'd love to get signed, but I think those guys all charge. Jack, yeah, I don't know if I'm getting Jack anymore. Neil Adams still signs. Mike Zex, I don't know. Jason Aaron, I did not met him, and I would love to meet him. I've got some great stuff by him to get signed. Yeah, Tula Lotte, she's another one who does some great alt variant covers. Liefeld charges a lot, I believe. This is not firsthand knowledge, so you guys tell me if any of you know him. On the other hand, a Liefeld signature on a book can like flip its flip its price huge. So, I can kind of like understand that you don't want to just like put your mark on a book with your name and a Sharpie marker and then have that book worth $50 and some guy runs off. Because you could tell who the dealers are. I'm sure I look like a dealer to some people, the stacks of Bendis books I had, but they bring the boxes and the wheeled carts, right? And they're just like, sign, sign, sign. There's like no interaction. You could tell that they're just doing it because they want to get signatures on the stuff. And some people didn't mind that and they let them do it. But other people are kind of like, I haven't met Snyder, so Comic Bags. I wanted Snyder to sign Witches so bad, but his line for his Batman stuff was huge. And not that I don't like his Batman stuff, but I loved Witches. James Tynion was really cool, and James Tynion liked that I had Backstagers, which is totally different than his Batman stuff. Josh Williamson was really cool. I got him on Flash and Nailbiter. One book for free and a picture for free. So that sounds pretty good, Tony. Yeah, Dave, it is late. And I'm going to probably wrap this up soon. I've been going for an hour, so I got to really say thank you to all the guys who've been here. Some people here. Fred was here an hour ago, and he's left. Comic Art has left, but some of you guys have been with me for a while. So I'm going to try to get back to regular now. Oh, man, I just spilled my coffee, and I spilled it on those free Ninkasi posters. I'm going to try to do one live a week, one contest a week, and one haul a week. Just trying to get in there and be a bit more regular. So if you guys missed it, this is the comic book room, supposedly. I got some stuff there set up. I got some Star Wars and Wonder Woman, Lord of the Rings over there. I got some Monty Python on top over there. I got some more Star Wars, all my hardcovers and trades there. I've got unsorted comics there and sort of sorted comics there. And then a closet of overflow stuff back there. So a little bit of everything is coming together. And hopefully I'll have a room tour in a couple weeks for you guys. But that's not happening yet. So as the comics come in, I'm trying to bag and board and sort as quickly as I can and then get this stuff ready. So shout out to everybody one last time. So glad you could be here. Legends got an auction coming up on Saturday. Woodard, you going to be on that one? I know I'm going to be on that one. And everybody here, just keep putting out great content. The stuff you guys put out is great. I love watching it. Try to see as many videos as I can. I know I'm behind. He Who Shall Not Be Named has his big Show Your 50 Best books. And that's supposed to be a big contest with Giant Size X-Men as the prize. I'm going to get on that once I get this stuff organized and can grab 50. Yeah, I'll see you guys soon, probably. All right. That's it for me. I'm going to leave the chat up for a minute and you guys just take care while I finish off this coffee and wipe up my spills. Of course, I'm wiping the spills with the bottom of my sock because it's the only absorbent material here. That's been sure of me. Which con, Woodard? Next up for me is going to be Tacoma. There's Atomic Comic Con. And I like to go that because it's local. Cincinnati, very cool. But now Renton City, which is even a smaller city than Tacoma, between here and Seattle, has Renton City Comic Con. And it just seemed like a local show, so I wasn't really excited to go. And then I saw Larry Hama is going to be there. And I'm like, G.I. Joe 21, 25, and 26. Now, if you don't know those three comics, 21, come on in. You can always come in. You're my son. You never feel bad about interrupting me.
Yeah, it's because I came in here before and you didn't notice me for 5 minutes.
Yeah, sorry. 21 is the all silent issue. I'd love to go to Baltimore. That would be cool. So 21 is Snake Eyes trying to get Scarlet back from Storm Shadow. And it's a total, not one single word of narration or conversation, but it tells a story through the art that's brilliant. So 21 is a classic one. I don't have that anymore. I used to have that. 25 and 26 are the origin of Storm Shadow. and those are two great comics as well. So if I could get GI Joe 21, 25, and 26 signed, I'd be super happy. All right. Baltimore, like I said, I'd love to go that. RenCon, I don't know where that one is. New personal Grail video on my channel. Oh, Tony, we will have to check that out. All right, I got to get to bed and I got to get these kids fed first. So thanks for being Renton. Is it sold out already? I don't think so. When is it? Is it coming up soon? I didn't realize it. Hopefully I won't miss it. Anyway, I'll check it out soon. Somebody just jumped in the chat. Whoever just jumped in, you're an hour and 5 minutes late, and I'm tired and going to bed soon. So thanks for joining us. But I will catch you. I'll catch you soon, guys. All right, everybody, take care. My best to you all. Have a good night.